Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, the honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone to rule well. Peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. Alright, this lesson I'm going to get into basically, people not believing. Alright, people not believing what we say, whether it be the stock market crash or whether it be, whatever it may be. Okay, the nuclear missiles destroying America, the famines, the heathen nations going into slavery. Even things such as who the Israelites are, who the Edomites are, etc. It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter if they don't believe it because it's not going to change reality. Okay, it's not going to change the truth. Okay, the truth always remains true. It doesn't matter what they believe. Okay. And an example I like to use is, just a very simple example, but 2 plus 2, right, equals 4. So what if somebody told you it doesn't equal 4? It actually equals 5. Does that make it true? Or does that make 2 plus 2 equal 4? Does that make that false? No, because that's still true. All right, they can say it's whatever they can say it's 8, they can say it's 16. All right, but it's still not true, right? The truth remains as is, all right? It doesn't matter if they don't believe that it equals 4 because it does, period. Even if the whole world all of a sudden wants to start believing that it equals 2 plus 2 equals 8, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, okay? Because the truth is that it still equals 4, no matter what anybody thinks or no matter what anybody says, okay? If you understand what I'm saying, that's why, because I don't want to, I just want to make it simple to understand, just get the point across. All right, so this is our Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Yahweh forbid, yea. Let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar. See, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar. So if every person on the planet says America isn't going to be destroyed, and famine isn't coming, this and that, it doesn't matter. Okay, it says let Yahweh be true and every man a liar. Yahweh says it's going to happen. So it's going to happen. All right, you can believe that. We can't tell you the date, because we don't know the date. All right, but we are very close. Okay, we are very, very close. These world war tensions are very, 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 very high, man. Okay, very high tensions. There was an article that came out yesterday, and Trump said basically that China has been living too well for too long. That's a threat. Okay, that implies that he's going to do something about them living well, and he's going to do the reverse. He's going to try to make them live terrible. That's a threat. Okay. And on top of that, there was these disasters. There's more earthquakes. There's more hurricanes. There's pestilence. There's even a bunch of giant mosquitoes in North Carolina. I think they're 20 times larger than a typical mosquito. Right, so they're like an inch long. Because I remember posting a video about it on Instagram. And they were swarming all over, and people were talking about how sometimes when they get bit by them, it feel like they got stabbed, like by by something, not necessarily like by a knife, but like a needle or something like that, And that's pretty heavy in itself, right? Because scriptures talk about Egypt getting hit with plagues as before, and that, if you ask me, getting giant mosquitoes swarming all over the place, that's pretty intense, man. That's a plague. All right. So verse 4. Yahweh forbid, yea, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. Okay. Now let's turn to 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. So that's our job. Okay, our job is to tell you, this is what's coming. Okay, like Elder Apostle T.R.O.Y puts it, we're the spiritual weathermen. Okay? Or, well, I don't remember who. I'm pretty sure he's the one that said that, but the point remains, all right? It's a metaphor, but we're the spiritual weathermen, all right? We're telling you that America is going to collapse, all right? Nuclear missiles are going to destroy America. Stock market crash. They're going to implement that chip, all right? And that's just what it is, all right? If you don't want to believe us that this storm is coming, that we see on the radar through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, then that's your problem, okay? If a weatherman tells you that a tornado is going to hit your town, in a couple hours, and you're like, well, I don't believe that. Is that going to stop the tornado from hitting your town? No, it's still going to touch down and hit your town, man. So it doesn't matter what you believe, okay? It doesn't matter what any of us believe. The truth remains true, okay? Yahweh Shemel Shai's word will stand and will come to pass at the end of the day, okay? Which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh. Okay, so he's speaking through us. All right, he's speaking through us. So if you happen to just be some new person and you just happen to press on one of these videos, one of the Akim's videos or my videos, it's not a coincidence. Right? You accidentally came across it or it was on your feed, even though you watched nothing even remotely close to it. That's because that's Yahweh Shemel Shai reaching out to you, man. All right, and that could be either if you're of the elect, you'll get sealed in that moment, all right, because you'll begin building yourself up by watching and studying and, etc. Or you'll be condemned. You'll throw it, basically throw it in the garbage, so to speak. All right, you'll close out the video and you'll try to forget about it. All right, and you condemned yourself and you're gonna die. Okay, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you're gonna die in those nuclear missiles or by something before it. All right, but you don't want to go out like that, man. All right, so take heed to Yahweh Shemel Shai. And now this is the main point. Well, one of them. Verse 2. 2 Ezra 15:2. And cause them to be written in paper. Cause what? The prophecies. Cause them to be written down. For they are faithful and true. So they're going to happen. Okay? America is going to be destroyed. And there are a lot of scriptures on that. Revelations 18, especially, I think verse 5 on down, possibly. Not exactly. I don't remember exactly, but it's in Revelations 18. It talks about it. All throughout the Bible, it clearly talks about it. All right, there's some in Isaiah that speaks on it. America is going to be destroyed by nuclear missiles, and you can clearly see that if you're trying. Well, not even if you're trying to see it. If you're just even paying attention at all. All right, because the thing is, a lot of people. Well, most people won't see these things coming, not because they're not obvious or out there, but because they're blinded, or because they just ignorantly want to not acknowledge it, because they don't want it to happen. And they believe, contrary to Romans 3:3 and 4, they believe that if they think it's not going to happen, it won't happen if they don't pay it any mind. Well, that's actually prophecy in itself. So one way or another, you're going to fulfill prophecy, whether you're on the right or the left-hand side of it. Okay? Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. All right, so what does this mean? Let's go into the word incredulity. The state of being unwilling or unable to believe something. All right? It says the quality or state of being incredulous. Disbelief. All right, so basically you're not believing what we're saying. It says we're not supposed to allow that to trouble us. So, Akim, when you're out in the streets, all right, and when you are making YouTube videos and there's scoffers on the comments or whatever, who cares, man? It doesn't matter if they don't believe it, all right? Because at the end of the day, the elect are going to be sealed, whether that's them or not. Okay? These prophecies are not going to wait on a scoffer, man. They're not going to just, since he's scoffing, we're not going to destroy America. That's not going to happen. Okay, America's going to be destroyed whether you want it, whether I want it, whether anybody wants it. It's going to come true. So we might as well be on the right-hand side of it. Okay? For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Okay, so you not believing America's going to get destroyed, you're going to die right with it. All right, period. And that's the spirit too. Look right under it. I'm going to read on, because I wasn't planning on reading on, but I'm going to read on. Verse 5, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So this Sword, famine, death, and destruction. This is going to and the plagues. This is going to happen. Okay, whether you believe it, whether I believe it, doesn't matter. It's going to happen. Okay? For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. The wickedness hath polluted the whole earth. All right, that is a fact. There is nothing but wickedness all around us, man. Which actually, that reminds me of other scriptures, which I'm going to branch off to that real quick once I'm done reading this. Therefore saith the Lord, so this is what Yahweh says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. So meaning he's going to speak up about it. And he's speaking through us, all right? He's speaking through us. So we're on the streets speaking, and you're not taking heed. Then once we're off the streets, you're going to be looking for us because all hell broke loose, and you're going to be destroyed. Okay, that's how it's going to go, and you don't want it to go like that. So why don't you stop being ignorant and listen to what we're saying? All right? Which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. And this is talking about Israelites, right? If you're not an Israelite, you have no chance, okay? You could be a confusion of face, which you're still an Israelite then, all right? If your father's seed line goes back to a tribe, but if it goes back to a heathen, then you're a heathen, all right? It doesn't matter what you look like, okay? So this is for the Israelites. This isn't a so-called black thing. This is an Israelite thing. Either you're an Israelite or you aren't, all right? Period. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me. The souls of the just complain continually. And that actually branches me off into that same place as verse 6 did. Let's go to 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 5. And spared not the old world, but saved Noah the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. And it was Noah, his wife, and then Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives that were saved. Okay? Everybody else died in the flood on the earth. Okay? And water is a cleaning agent. Right? You know what the other cleaning agent is? The other cleaning agent is fire. Right? Which is how America is going to be destroyed, by fire. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow. And America's Sodom and Gomorrah all over again. All right? It's actually way worse. Okay? It's spiritual Egypt. It's Rome revived. All right? It's Babylon coming back. You know, it's all these wicked kingdoms combined, basically. All right, it is terrible. Making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. So Sodom and Gomorrah is supposed to be something that you look at and say, wow, we should make sure that our country or our kingdom, whatever you want to call it, is not going to be like that. We should make sure that we understand that got destroyed for their wickedness and that we should not follow in those footsteps. But what does America do? What does Esau the devil do? Edom, so-called white people collectively. What do? They do it anyways because they don't care. They're prideful, man. All right? And they think it's their way or the highway. They think they're always right. Okay? And actually, they actually use the sword, which is their blessing, the sword to beat it into everybody else, to force everybody else to do it. And you can actually read that, too, in Maccabees, I think 1 Maccabees 1, and also 2 Maccabees 7. I'm pretty sure it goes. They're torturing or killing people, threatening them. So they sin. So they eat pork, right? And technically, you can only sin if you're an Israelite, right? Technically speaking, because they were the only ones given the law, okay. But it still says other people's sin. Like America, it says their sins have reached onto the heavens, right? Because it's still wickedness, right? It's still wickedness, but the Israelites are the only ones that can technically be sin, which is why it tells you in Isaiah and Matthew and all throughout the Bible, really, that the Israelites are the people that Yahweh sent Yahushai to, okay? And Yahushai died for the Israelites, so Yahweh can have grace on them, specifically the elect, okay? I'll just read verse 6 again. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. Okay, and America, which is the United States, okay, is the really definition of ungodly. Okay, everything about this place is ungodly. They had Baphomet. They had a Baphomet statue for a little while, and I'm pretty sure they had other Satan. They have a lot of satanic stuff all over, whether it's in TV shows, movies, whatever. Okay, completely wicked place, very, very wicked. all right, and delivered just Lot, which Lot was, I think is he the nephew of Abraham? But Abraham didn't have sons or children at the time, so he looked at Lot as his son. All right, they had a very close relationship. Okay, and Lot was a just man. All right, that's why he was delivered, and he's probably back right now as an Israelite. Okay, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. For that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. All right, now let me bookmark this and go back. Show you that it connects. What was that? 2nd Esdras 15. 2nd Esdras 15. I'll start at verse 5 again. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. All right, their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. All right, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. All right, that connects with this. All right, and verse 7. 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 7, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, for that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing. All right, because you see, all this wickedness. You see homosexuals. You see your people eating crabs and lobster, pork. Not even just eating it, but mowing it down, like shoving it in their mouth and devouring it, like a bunch of just like beasts, man. They love eating that abominable stuff. Right, and that's terrible. Okay. What's another thing? Adultery. You hear and hearing. You hear it in the music. You hear adultery in the music. You hear homosexuality in the music. You hear blasphemy, even. All right. And you hear all sorts of stuff. Okay. And vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. Okay, so if you're in your right mind, you should be vexed with this place. You should want this place to be destroyed. All right, this place is wicked. All right, it is extremely wicked, and I mean that's just the end game. Regardless of if you want it to be destroyed or not, it's going to be destroyed. Okay, I'm going to close out with a couple precepts. I might as well go to Revelations 18 since I've basically been talking about it. Revelations 18, start at verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Okay, it doesn't literally mean get a passport and leave. All right, come out spiritually. All right, come into this truth, and when you come into this truth, you're going to be vexed with the wickedness. All right, but wasn't that the same with Lot? Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, and Lot was delivered out of Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, his wife, looked back and was turned into a pillar of salt, and his daughters were delivered with him, but they went on to, just for edification, if you don't know, because I didn't, when a while back, I looked it up because I wasn't sure, what happened a lot after, Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, they went somewhere, pretty sure it was like a cave area, and his two daughters made him drunk and raped him. And then that's basically, to sum it up, that's where Moab and Ammon came from, all right? That's where they came from. Because they made Lot so drunk that he didn't know what was going on or really realize anything, and they raped him. All right, and that's actually in the Bible. All right, but that's not this lesson. I'm just bringing that out for edification's sake. All right, in case you were wondering what happened a lot. But anyways, verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Okay, because there's going to be a lot of death and destruction. And actually, let me bookmark this real quick. It says that ye receive not of her plagues. That means that you have to have the mark. Now hold on. The mark in Ezekiel 9. Okay, the spiritual mark, not the mark of the beast. The spiritual mark. Okay, because of the mark of the beast, the microchip, and Revelations 13, if you get that, you're going to be destroyed. Okay, it doesn't matter where you get it. If you get that implant, you are going to be destroyed. Okay, which ultimately that means you weren't part of the elect if you take it. All right, and if you come into a situation where they're trying to force it on you or whatever, call on Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, look to Yahweh Shemel Shai always. Okay, just wanted to put that out there. Okay, so this, what you have to have, is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. You see how all this connects? All right, it's talking about sighing and crying basically for the abominations. And you get the point, like, being vexed. And now it's talking about, this is the Salakia. This is the sighing and crying for all the abominations. But it says, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. The souls of the just complain continually about the wickedness. Because that's what they're complaining about, the wickedness. All right, it's all about you being vexed. All right, that shows that you're just in your right mind. Okay. So let me read this again. And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, which Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. All right, it's talking about the elect. Right now it is. And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right, so he's going to put a spiritual mark. And if you go on the word mark, it means exemption from judgment. Okay? Basically, if you've ever played Assassin's Creed, I could use this as an example. It highlights the people in red. Okay? The people in red are the people that are enemies, right? If you know that when you use something called Eagle Vision in Assassin's Creed, the people that are enemies are in red, okay? So just imagine there are a lot of people in red, but the elect are going to be the people that are gray or whatever. Those are the people that you don't kill, that you don't touch, okay? Just to be kind of, metaphorical with how the angels would see it, a lot of people would be in red. Okay, if you've played Assassin's Creed with the Eagle Vision, okay, a lot of people would be in red, and the elect, the people that have this mark, wouldn't, they would have gray. They like gray, they wouldn't, you would know not to kill them. Okay, that's what this mark is basically doing. Okay, they know not to harm those people. They know to protect those people. Okay, they know to protect them, or they know to, leave them alone, to go and kill the people that are red. Okay, if you get what I'm saying. If you've ever played that game, if you haven't, you can look up a clip or whatever, but you'll get what I'm saying pretty quickly. All right, usually there's way more gray people than red, in that video game, but in this, there's way, way, way more red. Okay, because the elect is a small remnant. All right, and many are called, but few are chosen, and says that many be created, but few will be saved, basically. All right, and that's just reality. Okay, that's just reality. That's the reality of the situation. So reading on verse 5, and the others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly. See, it says, neither have ye pity. So everybody that's in that red, which is a lot of people, they're going to kill. All right. And however they're going to kill them, it does, that's not the point, but they're going to die. Okay, it says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children. All right. So reincarnation's in the Bible. All right. So if you have if there's a baby and a baby dies, that's probably because from the past life. Okay. Which really, if you die before Jacob's trouble, that's honestly mercy. Okay? Like, if you have a family member that got shot or something and they died, and Jacob's trouble, although Jacob's trouble is here, it hasn't completely manifested to the point where we're, being chased down and stuff like that and persecuted, like physically by, you know what I mean. All right? That's actually mercy. Okay? Because they were taken out before Jacob's trouble, and they may not come back. So if they don't come back, they're in the spirit world. Okay? Like King Masha and High Priest Yaquab and Abba Bivens, which was Elijah. Those men, they passed away in the truth. right? And their works will follow them. Okay, and I don't know, if they're back. I don't think they would be back, but they'll be in the spirit world, all right, and they won't have to go through Jacob's trouble, all right. But I don't know exactly, because that's something Yahweh would know. Okay, but you get the point, all right. So if you have a family member that died, like recently, they may not come back for Jacob's trouble, so they may have skipped over it. That's mercy. That's extreme mercy, and really, even our 2/3 of our people dying is mercy, because Yahweh could just not give us the kingdom at all. If it weren't for Yahweh Shai, we wouldn't have the kingdom at all anyways, okay, because we wouldn't have grace. But the 2/3, since we do have grace, they're going to die and they're going to come back in the kingdom eventually. Okay, that's mercy. Yahweh by Shema Shai, but we're mainly talking about Yahweh, is very merciful. Okay, very, very merciful. But it doesn't mean you take that for granted, all right? Keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, all right? If you're a man, go out on the highways and byways, push out YouTube videos, do the work, okay? But verse 6, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men, which were before the house. And he said unto them, defile the house, and fill the courts with slain. Go ye forth. They went forth and slew in the city. All right, so that's the point. Now let's go back to what I had bookmarked. This is Revelations 18:4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. That reminds me of Isaiah. See, this lesson, this is all the Spirit. T.R.O.Y how by Shema Shai. This is all the Spirit. All right? Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. All right? So that's what you have to do. That's what it means by come out of her, my people. Okay? You have to seek Yahweh by Shema Shai while they may be found. That implies that there's a time when they won't be found. Okay, which is the famine of the word. Okay? Which I can actually go to Proverbs, I think. Proverbs 1. Pretty sure. Verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge? Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called, and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. And ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish cometh upon you. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, and they shall not find me. For they that hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh, they would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be defiled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. So by seeking them, when it said seek him early, like then they seeked him early and didn't find him. Think about that like as Jacob's trouble, okay? All hell breaks off, and now they want to seek Yahweh by Shema Shai. No, man, it doesn't work like that. You can't just call on Yahweh by Shema Shai when stuff gets rough, man. All right, it doesn't work like that. Okay. So going back to Revelations 18, verse 5: For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. All right, and that's what a lot of these Edomites too. They think the same thing. All right, let me get that. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, and that that I can save it and upload it. Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Okay, so they really believe that they're never going down. All right, and that's in the, this is their kingdom, and that's what they think about their whole kingdom, but even America. All right, like it said, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. All right, and America is going to see a lot of sorrow. All right, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine. All right, and that is very, very close. Okay, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. That's talking about those nuclear missiles. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. The kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. It's going to take 1 hour for America to be laid desolate. Okay? Let me close out with this precept. I really like closing out with this precept right here. There's Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right, so Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect, and Lord willing, we are of the elect. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone to rule well. Peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. All right. Yahweh Bashim Shai Barakatham, the sincere Akim Wakwathium. All right, keep pushing. Shalom.